By podcast.
Hello everyone, my name is Mick Hess, your host for Roving with the Arts here on KSJE 90.9. Please join me every weekday starting at 9 a.m. for the chance to hear full-length, unabridged opera, ballet, symphonic, and chamber music. I'll share news of local concert events that you may be interested in attending, background information about some of the greatest musical compositions ever written. Tune in weekdays 9 to 10 a.m. and Wednesday from 9 to 10:30.
Okay. Wednesday morning here on KSJE, time for another lesson about life in the Sandbox that we all share. Ron Price is here with me this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. How are you doing today?
I am well this week. How are you?
I think I'm doing okay. I think
all right.
We're going to make it.
No one's told you different.
Hump day.
Yes,
Hump day. So
that's
that's
true.
always a good thing.
Very true. This week,
Right.
Our focus is on perspectives.
It is. And
Okay.
the power of perspectives is huge and yet underappreciated, undervalued, underrealized, I would think. Scott, if I perceive you, if my perception of you is that you're a decent guy, you care about the community, you care about people, you're a giving person, I'm going to treat you in certain predictable ways, which are positive and complimentary and so forth.
Okay.
If I perceive you as, you know what, he's just out for his own, he doesn't care about anybody else, whatever, I'm going to treat you in different ways, aren't I?
Probably.
And it's not so much what you are as my perception of you.
Yes.
And we don't realize that we form perceptions of others, perceptions of ourselves for that matter. And once we form them, we don't challenge them. We don't challenge them. We just accept them, and that's the way it is. And what's that old expression? Therein lies the rub, because it can hurt relationships.
Right.
Let me give you an illustration of what I'm talking about, perceptions. These parents got a letter from their daughter. Dear Mom and Dad, sorry I haven't written lately, but I haven't felt up to it. You see, I've been in the hospital lately with a double spiral compound fracture of my left leg and a severe head concussion. I got it, Mom and Dad, as I tripped over the curb while I was running away from the police. Now, Mom and Dad, I know I shouldn't run away from the police. That's not how you raised me, but I panicked. I didn't know how we were going to explain that stolen car that we were in. And Mom and Dad, the drugs in that car, they weren't mine. And that kidnapped baby, I had no idea that baby was kidnapped. Well, my lawyer says these are pretty serious charges, but he's hoping that because I've been a good girl thus far in life, I probably won't have to do too much time in the women's prison. We're just going to have to wait and see. I'll certainly keep you posted. Your loving daughter, Susie. She went on to write, P.S. I haven't been in the hospital. There was no stolen car, drugs, or kidnapped baby. I am, however, getting an F in biology. And I wanted to help you see that grade in its proper perspective. Can you see those parents, Scott? You're getting an F in biology? That's wonderful news.
Right, after all that.
Whereas if she had come out and said, hey, Mom and Dad, I'm getting an F in biology, their whole perception would have been different, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Wow, what are we paying money for you to go to school? I know, whatever.
Wow.
Perception's powerful, isn't it? We got time? Yeah, we got time. Let me tell you one more. I love this one. This comes from my Covey training, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Dr. Stephen Covey tells a story of riding on a subway one morning. I've always pictured New York. I don't think he mentions the city, but obviously a large city if they had subways. But a quiet morning, not many riders on the car. Until they came to a stop, a man walks in and he sits down somewhat near Dr. Covey. He's followed by 5 or 6 kids of various ages and stages, and they don't sit down at all. They're running up the car, they're swinging around the poles, they're grabbing newspapers out of people's hands, they're yelling at each other, they're being a royal mess. And the guy is just sitting there, totally oblivious. And Dr. Covey's looking at this guy, he's looking at the kids. Scott, I'm going to put you on the spot. He starts to think exactly what I know I would think. What do you think he starts to think?
The kids are troublemakers?
Yeah, that hey, buddy, get a grip on your kids, would you? Mm-hmm. And he says something like, well, sir, your kids are pretty rambunctious this morning, aren't they? And the guy kind of snaps to. He sees his kids and he turns back to Dr. Covey and he says, yeah, I guess they are. He said, we just left the hospital. Their mom died an hour ago, and I guess they're not handling it very well. And to tell you the truth, neither am I. Most people, when I tell that story, they feel in their body a total change of perception. We go from, come on, buddy, what's the matter? To, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. What can I do to help? Just that quickly. We form perceptions oftentimes without having all the facts. And again, therein lies the rub. We need perceptions. We can't stop to analyze every particular situation that comes our way at every given day. There's just not enough time of that. So we have to have perceptions and norms and standards, what have you. But, boy, we can be wrong. And if we're wrong, it's going to damage the relationship at some point. So I'm not here to tell people what their perceptions ought to be. I am here to challenge, hey, every once in a while, stop. That perception that I have about my neighbor, my coworker, my family member, whatever, is that really fair? Yes, I formed it obviously for some reason at one point, but are I really always that way? Is that fair? Or myself, am I really lazy? Am I really a procrastinator? Am I really a lousy business person? Am I really, whatever? Stop once in a while and say, wait a minute, that's not true. And I don't have to hold on to that perception anymore. Start to form new ones. It can be totally freeing and rejuvenating for a relationship.
Definitely. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see how that could happen. So good advice. Once again, Ron Price,
Scott.
thank you for being here.
You bet.
That is Ron Price. He is here with me every Wednesday on our Life in the Sandbox segment right here on KSJE Farmington.